police said there was nothing they could do. They told me to call you. Something's really wrong. I see figures in the dark. I hear whispers in the walls. And I'm not alone at night. I haven't slept in days. Please, you have to make it stop. Send someone, anything. Just make it go away.
I wanted to talk about Home Safety Hotline for quite a long time now. While I don't think the game is in any way obscure or unknown, I do believe it deserves some more attention. The connections that Home Safety Hotline has to the analog horror subgenre are clearly there. The game draws so many lines to things like the SCP Foundation, which by itself is such an amazing compendium of analog horror themes that I believe everyone should at least check out once. Home Safety Hotline has a very special place in my heart. So let's just get into it. After booting up our noisy, 90s-style computer, an ordinary-looking desktop greets our presence. It is the 24th of April, 1996, and we are starting our first day at the Home Safety Hotline. Curiously, we open our mailbox and find an email, welcoming us to our new position and introducing us to our new supervisor, Carol Regina. Additionally, we are being informed that performing well at this job rewards us with daily employee coupons. This is about as corporate as it gets. We also find a notice informing us about video files appearing on the desktop, which are to be disregarded. The good new employee that we are, follow those instructions and start our first shift. After clocking in, we sit in silence for a bit, patiently waiting for the first caller. We explore our workspace. There isn't much to do, but the entry list does catch our eye. Before we're able to read any of them though, our first caller pops up on screen.
Welcome to Home Safety Hotline, new employee. My name is Carol, and I'll be acting as your supervisor during your time here at HSH.
That eerie, almost annoying ringtone breaking our attention from the entry list. It's Carol, formally introducing herself as our supervisor and giving us a brief description of her job, what we should expect as well as what is expected from us. We're here to listen to our client's description of their concerns and identify whichever household hazard they might be encountering. Easy enough. Carol hangs up and we finally have time to familiarize ourselves with the entry list. Nothing out of the ordinary: bedbugs, black mold, houseflies. Basic home inconveniences one might be dealing with in their day-to-day lives. Checking further, we get a brief description of each entry, along with the dangers and solutions for removal. Not long after, that eerie ringtone once again breaks our focus. We don't get a name or phone number, likely for privacy purposes. Just the answer button is available. Hitting it, we're connected and see John on the other end.
John here. My wife insisted I call this number. It sounds like she thinks we might have some kind of infestation. My wife keeps telling me about specks of dirt or something in the kitchen. Just looks like coughing to me. I don't know. You tell me, I guess.
Please hold.
With an annoyed-sounding voice, John describes his reason for calling. A half-serious description of seemingly coffee dirt in the kitchen, which his wife insists is something more serious. After a brief pause, we put John on hold. With an almost comical nuance to it, we hear the most generic on-hold music one could imagine. While we scroll to our available entries, attempting to find a fitting solution for John. After some thorough research, we determine that cockroaches are the most likely cause of his inconvenience. After submitting, we don't hear back from John and swiftly receive our next call.
Hi, I'm so sorry. My name is Grace, and it's probably nothing, but I thought I'd call just in case. Lately, I can't sleep at night because of this annoying little sound coming from my attic. It sounds kind of like... You know, it's probably nothing. I'm sure it could just be regular old house noises, but I just thought I'd call to ask and make sure.
This time, Grace describes to us her latest disturbance. With confidence and a quick double-checking of the available audio file, we determine that mice are likely plaguing her attic. With the info sent and the confirmation jingle playing, we're back at our entry list. Our third caller is Hank, who, given the tone of his, isn't too happy with whatever was suggested to him the last time he called.
Hank here. Last week I called your guys about some crap in my yard. I was told wasn't anything to worry about. Well, guess what? There's more piles of crap in my yard. I'm talking huge piles of brown out there. You better not tell me it's nothing again, because I know I've seen something moving out there. Tell me what it is so I can take care of it once and for all.
Please hold.
Wanting to perform well, we listen to his description and swiftly determine either the gopher or a mole as the most likely root cause of his yard disturbances. Deciding on the mole, we submit the answer and the call ends.
Twig Segment here. Just calling to inform you that your refrigerator's been running wild over here for the past 45 to 90 minutes. Been running wild. Better head on over and catch it, big fella.
One more call pops up on screen, which we accept as soon as it arrives. Only this time, it is morphed certain Twig Zygmunt speaks on the line, talking about some fridge that's on the loose. Seemingly a prank call, which, while a bit ominous, a welcome change in the otherwise mundane atmosphere of this job. No option to find a solution, we simply close the call and our first day ends. We clock out with an accuracy of 100%. The next day starts, and once again we check our mails first. 2 new emails appear on our screen, of which the first one seems quite odd. Kind of hard to read, but clearly some kind of warning, telling us to quit while we still can. Nothing unusual really in corporate, these kind of mails come in every other day. Followed up by our first reward for meeting the desired success quota, a $4 discount on the company's own bug spray. After clocking in like usual, we receive another call from Carol.
Hello, it's Carol again, your supervisor. I'm calling to let you know that you have been granted access to additional household hazard information. Please be aware that this information is confidential and not to be shared with anyone outside of HSH.
Informing us that we now have access to more entries of hazards in our entry list. Going over them, we start to see entries we haven't heard before. Not because we didn't see them, but because they seem otherworldly. Bat teeth, common hops, and stair slugs? Before we can even question any of these, we receive our first call of the day.
Sorry, I'm calling to see if you might know about anything I can do to... Sorry. Anything you can do to prevent pollen from coming in the house? I think there's something seriously wrong with my ventilation or something, because I cannot stop sneezing. In the past, I haven't had problems so long as I've stayed inside, but I think something is getting in.
Mike, who seems to be struggling a fair bit with a persistent sneeze, is suspecting his ventilation being at fault. While putting Mike on hold, we use the opportunity to check on some of the more strange entries in the list. For us, these things seem very foreign, but reading the description of the various entries makes them sound like a common thing in this world. They're well known, given their detailed descriptions, and have been dealt with in the past to such an extent that their dangers and remedies are very well documented. At least for the company that runs the Home Safety Hotline, we familiarize ourselves with the new entries before giving Mike black mold as the cause of his sneezing fits. Shortly after, the next caller pops up.
Yo, Buzzgoober here. Been having a heck of a time over here. I got these snappers itching and whooping and crying all over the place.
Buzz Goober, yet another prank caller with a distorted voice and messed up picture. But this time it does sound like they actually do have some sort of inconvenience going on. Regardless, we have no other option than close the call and move on. The rest of our Tuesday shift continues as normal, with no more oddities or other strange encounters. So we clock out with another 100% success rate. Today is the 26th of April, and immediately we notice a new video file on our desktop called Broadcast 4-8-95.
Missing persons alert. Authorities are currently looking for missing child Robbie Parker, male, brown hair, approximately 4 feet tall, last seen wearing a yellow shirt, brown shorts, and white tennis shoes. Suspect is described to be approximately 6 feet tall, barefoot, wearing a large bush or shrub on their person. Last seen at approximately 10:25 a.m. Please report any unusual activity to your local authorities.
What starts as a fairly ordinary real estate advertisement with, looking at today's prices, incredibly affordable places, quickly turns into a dramatic missing person PSA. A certain Robbie Parker is missing. When we pay attention to the kid's details, things quickly don't add up. At first, we hear a normal description of an ordinary child, which is swiftly and without interruption repeated. Just this time, the description varies. Instead of 4 feet, Robbie is now 6 feet tall. Instead of wearing a child-appropriate clothing, he's now bare feet and wearing a large bush or shrub on his person. The PSA ends and the video distorts to black. Lastly, we check our open mails and see a second message from Mike. Another cryptic warning about our employer, with the addition that Mike seems to be hiding in a hole. Attached, we find a picture of an office room, indeed with a tiny mouse hole depicted. One more mail informing us about ongoing network issues, making further work shifts a bit harder. With nothing else to do, we start our Wednesday shift. Much like Tuesday, we once again receive a call from Carol, granting us access to more entries in the list. Checking them out, we notice a lot more anomaly-like hazards, boggers for example, which evolved from the hops if not properly taken care of. They're a much bigger threat than the predecessors, showing signs of anger and violence towards humans when noticed. The Wednesday shift is one of the calmer shifts we will experience, with 6 total callers and no odd behaviors. The only 2 noteworthy callers are Quaid and Wanda. Wanda having a problem with her bedroom wall showing cracks, firstly suspecting her cat Whiskers, but then ensuring us that they wouldn't do such a thing. After some quick research, we inform her about the potential of termites causing trouble and end the call. The second caller, Quaid, who with an incredibly disheartened voice informs us that his wife's face has disappeared.
My wife. I can't. Her face. It's gone. It's gone. My wife. I can't see her face. I can't see her face. She's dead and I can't see her face. They're all gone. It's all gone.
With not much hope of a solution, we do point out memory wisps as the root cause for what it's worth. We quickly end our shift after that. Again, we start our day on our desktop after booting up the PC. A new video file called Science Mysteries appeared, which we quickly check out.
Mice, one of humanity's oldest friends and oldest enemies. From the Black Plague to the shelves of our pet stores, mice have lived alongside humans for centuries. And just like humans, mice may even be evolving alongside us as well. This is a mus musculus, otherwise known as the common house mouse. And this is Mus musculus loquentis, otherwise known as the smart mouse, a newly discovered species known for its uniquely colored iris, and more importantly, its increased intelligence. Mice have brains smaller than peanuts, and yet, modern science has observed they are capable of thinking quite intelligently, and in the case of the smart mouse, perhaps even capable of communication. With the help of modern computer technology, today's scientists have been able to interpret the previously indecipherable squeaks of a smart mouse, and have discovered what seems to be hidden messages within. Let's take a listen. What do you think? Is this a wonder of evolution? Or are we just hearing things that aren't there? Do mice and men have more in common than previously thought? Well, I suppose that's what makes this a science mystery.
Furthermore, 2 more emails have appeared in our inbox. The first one introducing us to the new office pet, Whiskers. We can confidently assume that this was Wanda's cat, one of the callers from Wednesday. Either they brought Whiskers from Wanda, stole him, or Wanda got hired by the Home Safety Hotline. Not wasting too much time on it, we start our shift. Carol calls us, granting us more entries in the entry list. While at this point we are already pretty used to this, her way of speaking changed slightly.
Hello, Supervisor Carol here again. I've been watching thee closely, employee. I'm impressed so far by your dedication to accuracy. I have once again updated your permissions so you should have access to more extensive household hazard information. Keep up the great work, employee. Our eyes rest upon thee.
Using words like thee and the phrase our eyes rest upon thee, she almost sounds ancient. The actual shift though is a long one. 9 total callers with various reports and our Thursday prank caller, Gup Rubber, asking for some. Finishing up our last call, we clock out with yet another 100% success rate. No new video file, but more emails to check. We open our inbox to a rather concerning email from Mike, writing to us in all caps that the hole has been breached and he, or rather we, need to find a new one. Attached, we find a picture showing that the office cat Whiskers has spotted him in his mouse hole. It appears that Mike has indeed been turned into a mouse at some point of his career at the Home Safety Hotline. Clocking in, almost expecting it, Carol calls us and grants us access to even more entries. At this point, she's fully embracing the ancient-sounding talks, talking about the people above and below the soil.
Press those of us above and below the soil. I have updated your permissions once more. Keep up the great work, employee. Our eyes rest soundly upon thee.
Some of the entries we got access to are getting increasingly more ominous. During the Friday shift, it is much of the regular, with the exception of the prank caller.
Hey, Flipper here. I've got 2 dumbbells that I bought from you that need a good spit shine. Know what I mean? These bells have got all kinds of grit, grime, grease. Can't even see my face in them when I'm dead.
The false caller makes one more attempt to mock us with a new made-up story about dirty weightlifting equipment, blaming us for it. However, his voice suddenly changes to normal, exposing his real voice.
Hey, who are you? How did you get in? Hey, now easy there. Get away. Get away.
As they encounter a mysterious home invader, the caller, bothered by this, is shocked by the unknown threat and urges them to stay away, but the background noise becomes more suspenseful and louder. In the end, sounds closely resembling a mouse squeaking is heard before the mystery person's footsteps approach and they hang up the call. Shortly after, we receive a follow-up call from Carol, informing us that the disruptive calls from the false caller should now subside.
Experiencing irregular, disruptive calls from a false caller with ulterior motives. I've seen to it that this false caller shall no longer be a blight upon thee. Keep up the good work, employee.
And that they're no longer a blight upon thee. Presumably, members of the Home Safety Hotline turned the prank caller into a mouse, given the last noises we heard from the line. The rest of the shift plays out as normal, and we ended with a 100% success rate. The first day of our weekend shift, but something's different. The desktop wallpaper changed and now includes a figure on the distant field of grass, almost like it's observing us. Somebody changed it for us? Was it Carol? As is routine, we check our mails first, eager to see what Mike has for us this time. To our surprise, we are being informed that Mike's email address is no longer active and will be deactivated tomorrow. Safe to say, Whiskers sniffed out Mike and the Home Safety Hotline management found out about his plans. Another coupon for a fresh hag hide, which, given the description, stems from an actual deceased hag and is supposed to keep you safe during your sleep. We find a video called Thunder Peaks on our desktop and hit play. The video is fairly normal up until 3/4 in, from which point the person filming has to fight their way through the cave in order to reach the peak of the mountain. Who or what is attacking them is unclear. The video ends and we proceed with our Saturday shift. Again, an odd way of simply accepting that whatever we've just seen appears to be normal for whoever was filming. Carol calls us one last time, giving us access to the final parts of the entry list. She also informs us that soon our time in the soil arrives and we should prepare our body.
Hazard information. Continue thy labors, employee. Soon thy time in the soil arriveth. Prepare thy body.
With no other choice, we continue our shift. A total of 10 callers contact us on Saturday with again increasingly more dangerous and concerning entities disturbing their day-to-day lives. The last caller being the prank/false caller simply squeaking into the microphone, further solidifying our theory of them being turned into a mouse. We clock out and start our last shift. One last time we open our mailbox. Not sure what to expect, we see an email that almost sounds like a promotion, but quickly turns into more of an invitation to a ritual of sorts. We seemingly need to pass a trial in order to descend. Our desktop wallpaper also changed once more, now depicting a white hole where the figure used to stand, further pointing towards the descent. We start our Sunday shift and things are immediately different. Thy trial hath begun, written bright across our screen, with the image of a big rooted tree visible. None of our entries are readable and we receive our first call. A hooded figure on the other end. From what I was able to find, this one's the Warlock. He speaks in riddles, and we need to find out what entry they're referring to. They mention a queen and being many. We select Bees as the answer and submit. The background changes, now showing merely roots and dirt. We are traversing downwards. Showcase thy knowledge, now written across our monitor. Caller number 2 arrives. This one is likely the Lich, giving us another riddle. We will be facing a series of them which we need to solve in order to descend. He, is looking for an animation. Following the lich, we have the hack, we ask for a rain nymph. Now, the forest troll seeks our answer. Providing the correct reply, housefly, buries us deeper underground. Following this, we get a call from the primate. Whose riddle points to a closet labyrinth. Expand thy mind, now visible on screen. After a few more seconds, a call from the frog. Asking for seedlings. And we stare at a beautiful red-tinted sky. Let go, thy stilted soul. The calm piece is interrupted by the mole. Whose riddle solution is house fires, quite contrary to the view we have on screen right now. And lastly, descent, looking into a thick, lush forest. Now, silence.
Hello, Supervisor Carroll here. We've been watching you closely. For all this time, you have been providing excellent and accurate answers to our callers. These acts will not go unrewarded, and I'm pleased to report that you have qualified for a promotion. Please stand by while I prepare thy promotion. Promotion in progress. Please stand by.
Please, be not afraid. Come close. Congratulations! All hail our new junior supervisor!
I truly love the theme of Home Safety Hotline, the faith theme that is sprinkled throughout the entire game, and the confirmation in the climax that we've become one of them. Night Signal Entertainment truly cooked with this one, and I cannot wait for what they've got in store next for us. I truly hope you enjoyed this video, and if you liked it, please consider subscribing. I intend to make way more videos like that. I'm just getting started. And yeah, let me know maybe in the comments what the next topic should be. I have some things in mind, some more obscure early horror games, PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2 era. But yeah, we'll see where things are going to take us. Thank you very much, everybody.